You really are infuriating, Elvira. Surely you can wait and go to the movies another night. Oh, and stop behaving like a schoolgirl. You're old enough to know better.
What?
I was talking to Elvira.
She's in here.
Well, she was a moment ago. She threw a rose at me.
She's been pretty high-spirited all day. I know this mood of yours. It usually meant that she was up to something.
You're sure she isn't here?
Quite sure.
I want to talk to you.
Oh, God.
I must. It's important.
You've behaved yourself in the last few days, Ruth. You're not going to start making scenes again, I hope.
I resent that air of patronage, Charles. I behaved well, as you call it, because there was nothing else to do. But I think it's only fair to warn you that I offer no guarantee for the future. My patience is being stretched to its uttermost.
As far as I can see, the position is just as difficult for Elvira as it is for you, if not more so. The poor little thing comes back trustingly after all those years in the outer world. And what is she faced with? Nothing but brawling and hostility.
Well, what does she expect?
Surely even an ectoplasmic manifestation has the right to expect and live with the milk of human kindness.
Milk of human fiddlesticks.
Doesn't even make any sense, Ruth.
Elvira is about as trusting as a puff adder.
Granted, sheer, unyielding granite, that's what you are.
And a good deal more dangerous into the bargain.
Dangerous? I've never heard anything so ridiculous. How could a poor, lonely, wistful little spirit like Elvira be dangerous?
Quite easily. And she is. She's beginning to show her hand.
What do you mean? In what way?
She came here with one purpose, and one purpose only. And if you can't see that, you're a bigger fool than I thought of you.
What purpose could she possibly have beyond the natural desire to see me again? After all, she was extremely attached to me, the poor child.
Her purpose is perfectly obvious. It's to get you to herself forever.
That's absurd. How could she?
By killing you off, of course.
Killing me off? You're mad.
Why do you suppose that Edith fell from the top stair and then he cracked her skull?
What's Edith got to do with it?
Because the whole of the top stair was covered in axle grease. Cook discovered it afterwards.
Why should she want to kill me? I can understand her wanting to kill you. But why me?
If you were dead, it would be her final triumph over me. She would have me to herself forever on her damn astral plane, and I'd be left high and dry. She's probably planning some sort of spiritual remarriage or something. I wouldn't put anything past her.
Oh, Ruth.
Don't you see now?
No, she couldn't be so sly, so wicked. No, she couldn't.
Couldn't she just?
I grant you that as a character, she was always rather light and irresponsible, but I never would have thought her capable of such low cunning.
Well, perhaps the spirit world has deteriorated her.
Oh, Ruth.
For heaven's sake, stop looking like a wounded spaniel and concentrate. This is serious.
What are we to do?
You behave perfectly ordinarily, as if nothing has happened. I'm going to Madame McCarthy. I don't care how cross she is with us, she has to help us. And if she can't get rid of Elvira, she must know some kind of method of rendering her harmless. If a trance is necessary, she shall go into a trance and I have to beat her into it. I'll be back in half an hour. Tell Elvira I've gone to see the vicar.
Please, Charles, please, don't be elderly and grand with me. Please, let's just go now.
Not until I've had my sherry.
Darling, we're tired, darling. I've been waiting around for hours.
In that case, a few more minutes won't make any difference then.
Oh, very well.
And besides, the car won't be back for another half hour at least.
What do you mean?
Ruth's taking it.
What?
She has to go and see the vicar. She won't be long.
You say Ruth's taking the car?
Hmm? Yes, she won't be long.
Oh my God. Oh my God! Stop her! Stop her at once!
Why?
Stop her! Go out and stop her immediately!
Why? What have you done?
Nothing! I haven't done anything! Just go and stop her, please! Charles! Charles!
You've done something dreadful, haven't you?
No! Go and stop her,
Oh my
please!
God!
Please!
The car! You've done something to the car!
No, I haven't, Charles, I promise!
Ruth was right! You did want to kill me!
No! I didn't,
Oh
Charles!
God! Ruth! Ruth! question. I'd like to introduce my first wife, Elvira.
How do you do?
What does she want, Charles? Send her away.
In what part of the room is she at the moment?
Well, she's moving about rather rapidly. I'll tell you where and when she settles.
She's the one who got me here in the first place, isn't she?
Yes?
Well, tell her to get me away again as soon as possible. I can't stand this house another minute.
Really, Elvira? I'm surprised by you.
I don't care how surprised you are. I mean it. I want to go home.
Don't be childish.
I'm not being childish. I mean it.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I smell ectoplasm strongly.
What a disgusting thing to say.
Oh, what's the journey, painful darling? Are you all right?
Are you weary? Silly old bitch to mind her own business. Please, Charles. Please, tell her to go into the room. I want to talk to you.
Most strongly.
Oh, go on, Elvira. Don't be a spoiled sport. Give her some encouragement.
If you'll promise to get her into the other room.
Right.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Again! Oh, how's that? Oh, magnificent! Magnificent! Oh.
I'm glad you're pleased.
Please get rid of her. Ruth will be in a minute.
Madam McCarthy, would you think it frightfully rude of me if I asked you to go to the dining room? My first wife wishes to talk to me alone.
Oh, must I? I mean, it's been so marvellous being in the room actually with her.
Only for a few minutes, Madam McCarthy. I promise that she'll still be here when you get back.
Well, I must. Can you just get my bag for me? It's, Oh, the little darling!
How good is she really?
I don't know.
Do you think she really could get me back again? Oh, this whole thing's been a failure. A miserable, dreary failure. And oh, what high hopes I started out with.
You can't expect much sympathy from me, you know. I'm perfectly aware that your highest hope was to murder me.
Don't put it like that. It sounds so beastly.
It is beastly. It's the beastliest ideas I've ever heard.
There was a time when you'd have welcomed the chance of being with me forever and ever.
Your behaviour has shocked me immeasurably, Elvira. I had no idea that you were so unscrupulous.
Oh, Charles!
Stop crying!
It's just ghost tears. They don't mean anything, not really. They're very painful.
You brought this all on yourself, you know.
Oh, that's right. Rub it in. Anyhow, I only did it because I loved you. The silliest thing I ever did in my whole life was to love you. You were always unworthy of me.
God, that remark can't spare us linear impertinence.
I waited for you on the other side, day after day. I did really. All through your affair with that brassy-looking woman in the south of France, I went on loving you and thinking truly of you, and then you married Ruth. Oh, and even then I forgave you, and I tried to understand because I believed deep down that you really loved me best. That's why I put myself down for a return visit, and I had to fill in all those forms and sit about in drafty passages for hours. If only you died before you met Ruth, everything might have been all right. But she's absolutely ruined you. I hadn't been in the house a day before I realized that.
That isn't entirely untrue.
Your books aren't a quarter as good as they used to be, either.
Ruth has helped me and encouraged me with my work, which is a damn sight more than you ever did.
That's probably what's wrong with it.
All you ever thought of was going out to parties and enjoying yourself.
Why shouldn't I have fun? I died young, didn't I?
You needn't have died at all if you hadn't been idiotic enough to go out on the river with Guy Henderson.
So we're back at Guy Henderson again, are we?
You behaved abominably over Guy Henderson, and it's no use pretending that you didn't.
Guy adored me, and anyhow, he was very attractive.
You told me distinctly that he didn't attract you in the
You'd
least.
have gone through the roof if I told you that he did.
Did you have an affair with Guy Henderson?
I would rather not discuss it if you don't mind.
Answer me! Did you or didn't you?
Of course I didn't.
You let him kiss you though, didn't you?
How could I stop him? He was bigger than I was.
Oh, Elvira! And you swore to me!
Of course I did. You were always making scenes over nothing at all.
Nothing at all! Oh, Elvira, how looking back in our married years, I can see now with horrid clarity that they were nothing but a mockery.
You invite mockery, Charles. It's something to do with your personality, I think, a certain seedy grandeur.
For all of them.
You never suspected it, but I laughed at you steadily from the altar to the grave. All of your ridiculous, petty jealousies and your fussing and your fuming.
You were feckless and irresponsible and morally unstable. I realized that even before we left Budley Salterton.
Oh, nobody but a monumental bore would have thought of having a honeymoon in Budley Salterton.
What the hell was wrong with Budley Salterton?
I was an eager young bride, Charles. I wanted glamour and music and romance. Instead, I got potted palms, 7 hours a day on a dirt golf course, and a 3-piece orchestra playing Merry England.
It was a pity you never told me so at the time.
Oh, I did, but you wouldn't listen. That's why I went out on the moors that day with Captain Bracegirdle. I was desperate.
You swore to me that you'd go over to see your aunt in Exeter.
It was the moors.
With Captain Bracegirdle?
With Captain Bracegirdle.
Oh, Elvira! I might have known it! What a fool! What a damned fool I was! Did he make love to you?
Of course.
Oh, Elvira!
Only very discreetly. He was in the cavalry, you know.
When all I can say is that I'm well rid of you.
Unfortunately, you're not.
I am, oh yes I am. You're dead. Ruth is dead. I shall sell this house lock, stock and barrel and go away.
I shall follow you.
But you can't. I shall go a long, long way away. I shall go to South America. You'd hate that. You were always such a bad chap.
Well, that cannot be helped. I shall have to follow you. You called me back.
I did not call you back.
Well, somebody did, and it's hardly likely to have been Ruth. Oh. When I think of what might have happened if I actually succeeded in getting you to the other side with me, it makes me shudder, it does, honestly. It would have been nothing but bickering and squabbling forever and ever. I swear, I'll be better off with Ruth. At least she'll find her own set and not get in my way.
Oh, so I get in your way, do I?
Only because I was idiotic enough to believe that you loved me. And I sort of felt sorry for you.
Oh, I'm sick of all these insults. Please go away.
There's nothing I should like better. I've always believed in cutting my losses. That's why I died. Call the old girl in again and set her to work. I can't tolerate this house another minute. I want to go home.
Stop sniveling.
I'm not sniveling. Bring her in now.
Yes, and the sooner the better. Oh, Madam Arcati, would you please come back in here now?
Is the darling still here?
Oh, yes.
Oh, where is she?
Oh, over there, in the bar, blowing her nose.
Oh, Charles, don't let her fawn on me, or I shall break something.
Madam Arcati, Elvira and I have been discussing the whole situation, and she's decided that she must go home immediately.
Oh, you don't think that she'd like to stay another day or two or something, and why let me get things more organised?
No, I want to go now.
We have both agreed that she must go as soon as possible. Please, make every effort. Strain every nerve, Madam Arcati. You said something about a formula. What is it?
Yes, if you insist.
Oh, look, yes, I most emphatically do insist.
No, Charles!
Oh, shut up!
No, look, I cannot guarantee anything. I will do my best, but it may not work.
I'll introduce my first wife, Elvira.
How do you do?
What does she want, Charles? Send her away.
In what part of the room is she at the moment?
Well, she's moving about rather rapidly. I'll tell you where and when she settles.
She's the one who got me here in the first place, isn't she?
Yes?
Well, tell her to get me away again as soon as possible. I can't stand this house another minute.
Really, Elvira? I'm surprised by you.
I don't care how surprised you are. I mean it. I want to go home.
Don't be childish.
I'm not being childish. I mean it.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I smell ectoplasm strongly.
What a disgusting thing to say.
Now, really, very interesting. I must say. Where is she about now?
Oh, she's here, next to me.
Oh, what's How's the journey, painful darling? Are you all right? Are you
That
weary?
silly old bitch to mind her own business.
Just a moment, Madame Arcati.
Please, Charles. Please, tell her to go into the room. I want to talk to you.
Madame Arcati? Would you...
Just a moment. I feel as if I have contact. I can feel the vibrations most strongly.
Oh, go on, Elvira. Don't be a spoil sport. Give her some encouragement.
If you'll promise to get her into the other room.
Right.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Again!
Oh, how's that?
Oh, magnificent! Magnificent! Oh.
I'm glad you're pleased.
Please get rid of her. Ruth will be in a minute.
Madame Arcati, would you think you'd been frightfully rude of me if I asked you to go to the dining room? My first wife wishes to talk to me alone.
Oh, must I? I mean, it's been so marvellous being in the room actually with her.
Only for a few minutes, Madame Arcati. I promise that she'll still be here when you get back.
Well, if I must. Can you just get my bag for me? It's, Oh, the little darling! The little darling!
How good is she really?
I don't know.
Do you think she really could get me back again? Oh, this whole thing's been a failure. A miserable, dreary failure. And oh, what high hopes I started out with.
You can't expect much sympathy from me, you know. I'm perfectly aware that your highest hope was to murder me.
Don't put it like that. It sounds so beastly.
It is beastly. It's the beastliest ideas I've ever heard.
There was a time when you'd have welcomed the chance of being with me forever and ever.
Your behaviour has shocked me immeasurably, Elvira. I had no idea that you were so unscrupulous.
Oh, Charles!
Stop crying!
It's just ghost tears. They don't mean anything, not really. They're very painful.
You brought this all on yourself, you know.
Oh, that's right. Rub it in. Anyhow, I only did it because I loved you. The silliest thing I ever did in my whole life was to love you. You were always unworthy of me.
God, that remark can't spare us linear impertinence.
I waited for you on the other side, day after day. I did really. All through your affair with that brassy-looking woman in the south of France, I went on loving you and thinking truly of you, and then you married Ruth. Oh, and even then I forgave you, and I tried to understand because I believed deep down that you really loved me best. That's why I put myself down for a return visit, and I had to fill in all those forms and sit about in drafty passages for hours. If only you died before you met Ruth, everything might have been all right. But she's absolutely ruined you. I hadn't been in the house a day before I realized that.
That isn't entirely untrue.
Your books aren't a quarter as good as they used to be, either.
Ruth has helped me and encouraged me with my work, which is a damn sight more than you ever did.
That's probably what's wrong with it.
All you ever thought of was going out to parties and enjoying yourself.
Why shouldn't I have fun? I died young, didn't I?
You needn't have died at all if you hadn't been idiotic enough to go out on the river with Guy Henderson.
So we're back at Guy Henderson again, are we?
You behaved abominably over Guy Henderson, and it's no use pretending that you didn't.
Guy adored me, and anyhow, he was very attractive.
You told me distinctly that he didn't attract you in the
You'd
least.
have gone through the roof if I told you that he did.
Did you have an affair with Guy Henderson?
I would rather not discuss it if you don't mind.
Answer me! Did you or didn't you?
Of course I didn't.
You let him kiss you though, didn't you?
How could I stop him? He was bigger than I was.
Oh, Elvira! And you swore to me!
Of course I did. You were always making scenes over nothing at all.
Nothing at all! Oh, Elvira, looking back in our married years, I can see now with horrid clarity that they were nothing but a mockery.
You invite mockery, Charles. It's something to do with your personality, I think, a certain seedy grandeur.
Once and for all, Elvira!
You never suspected it, but I laughed at you steadily from the altar to the grave. All of your ridiculous, petty jealousies and your fussing and your fuming.
You were feckless and irresponsible and morally unstable. I realized that even before we left Budley South.
Oh, Nobody but a monumental bore would have thought of having a honeymoon in Budley Salterton.
What the hell was wrong with Budley Salterton?
I was an eager young bride, Charles. I wanted glamour and music and romance. Instead, I got potted palms, 7 hours a day on a dirt golf course, and a 3-piece orchestra playing Merry England.
It was a pity you never told me so at the time.
Oh, I did, but you wouldn't listen. That's, why I went out on the moors that day with Captain Bracegirdle. I was desperate.
You swore to me that you'd go over to see your aunt in Exeter.
It was the moors.
With Captain Bracegirdle?
With Captain Bracegirdle.
Oh, Elvira! I might have known it! What a fool! What a damned fool I was! Did he make love to you?
Of course.
Oh, Elvira!
Only very discreetly. He was in the cavalry, you know.
When all I can say is that I'm well rid of you.
Unfortunately, you're not.
I am, oh yes I am. You're dead. Ruth is dead. I shall sell this house lock, stock and barrel and go away.
I shall follow you.
No, you can't. I shall go a long, long way away. I shall go to South America. You'd hate that. You were always such a bad chap.
Well, that cannot be helped. I shall have to follow you. You called me back.
I did not call you back.
Well, somebody did, and it's hardly likely to have been Ruth. Oh. When I think of what might have happened if I actually succeeded in getting you to the other side with me, it makes me shudder, it does, honestly. It would have been nothing but bickering and squabbling forever and ever. I swear, I'll be better off with Ruth. At least she'll find her own set and not get in my way.
Oh, so I get in your way, do I?
Only because I was idiotic enough to believe that you loved me. And I sort of felt sorry for you.
Oh, I'm sick of all these insults. Please go away.
There's nothing I should like better. I've always believed in cutting my losses. That's why I died. Call the old girl in again and set her to work. I can't tolerate this house another minute. I want to go home.
Stop sniveling.
I'm not sniveling. Bring her in now.
Yes, and the sooner the better. Oh, Madam Arcati, would you please come back in here now?
Is the darling still here?
Oh, yes.
Oh, where is she?
Oh, over there, in the bar, blowing her nose.
Oh, Charles, don't let her fawn on me, or I shall break something.
Madam Arcati, Elvira and I have been discussing the whole situation, and she's decided that she must go home immediately.
Oh, you don't think that she'd like to stay another day or two or something, and why let me get things more organised?
No, I want to go now.
We have both agreed that she must go as soon as possible. Please, make every effort. Strain every nerve, Madam Arcati. You said something about a formula. What is it?
Yes, if you insist.
Oh, look, yes, I most emphatically do insist.
No, Charles!
Oh, shut up!
No, look, I cannot guarantee anything. I will do my best, but it may not work.
What is the formula?
Oh, it's nothing more than a little verse, really. It fell into disrepute in the 17th century, but I shall need some pepper and salt.
Pepper and salt. That's
We ought, of course, to also have some shepherd's wort and a frog or two, but I think I can manage without. Oh, you won't be frightened, dear, will you? It's absolutely painless.
Will this be enough?
Oh, yes, I only need a little bit. Put it on the table, please. Now then, let me see. Yes. Sprinkle some there in the middle, just a soupçon. Just a tiny little bit there.
This
There we go.
is ridiculous. It's going to be a complete flop. I can tell you that here and now.
Now then, the gramophone. In the old days, they used to have a zither or a reed pipe. I suppose we really should use the record that we were using last time, shouldn't we?
Whatever you think is best, Madam Arcati.
I'll get it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, if Mr. Emsworth from the Psychical Society could see that, he would have a fit. He really would. Oh, now don't start it yet, dear. We'll just get started now. Mr. Conmine, let me see. It's here. Yes, just sprinkle a little bit on the table. Put your hands down on the table. Finger, don't put your hands in the pepper. That's right. Now, I shall turn out the lights myself, and, oh shucks, I've forgotten. Triangle, semicircle, dot.
Ridiculous. She's a complete fake.
Anything is worth trying, so be quiet.
Oh, I'm as eager for this to work as you are. Don't make any mistake about that, but I lay it 10 to 1. It's a dead failure.
Now, if your wife would be good enough to lay down on the sofa, please.
Go on, Elvira.
This is sheer nonsense. Don't blame me if I get the giggles.
Let's see.
Concentrate, think of nothing.
Now, right. That's better, that's right. Now, put your hands down your side and straighten out your legs, that's right. Breathe steadily, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, is she comfortable?
Are you comfortable, Elvira?
No.
She's quite comfortable.
Okay, lovely. Well, I shall join you just a moment, Mr. Condamine. I may have to go into a slight trance, but please, please, just don't take any notice of that whatsoever. Now, first the music, and away we go. Oh dear, it's the pepper. Hold on a minute, concentrate. Lights. So, ghostly spirits, ghoul or fiend, never now be more convened. Holy Spirit, holy right, banish thee into the night. Oh!
What the hell is the noise in here? Can't a dead woman get any rest? Well, we've done what we can, and I must say I couldn't be more exhausted.
It'll be daylight soon.
Now listen to me, Elvira. If you and I have to stay here indefinitely in this house, and it looks unpleasantly likely, we'd better come to some sort of arrangement.
What sort of an arrangement?
Oh, no, 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 no. You are not staying in this house indefinitely.
Well, with you then. We shall have to be with you.
Rosie, why? Why don't you take a cottage somewhere?
You called us back.
I've already explained to you that I'm black in the face, and I did not call you back.
Well, Madam McCarthy says you did.
Oh, Madam McCarthy is a muddling old fool.
I could have told you that in the first place.
You think you're behaving very shabbily, Charles.
What have I done now?
Look, we've all agreed that as Elvira and I are dead, it's only right and proper for us to dematerialise as soon as possible. That I admit. We've allowed ourselves to be subjected to the most humiliating hocus-pocus for hours and hours without complaining.
Without complaining?
We've stood up, we've laid down, we've concentrated, we've watched that tiresome old woman fling herself in and out of trances until we're dizzy, and at the end of it all, we find ourselves exactly where we were in the beginning.
It's not my fault.
Well, be that as it may, the least you could do is try and make the rest of it.
I'm just as exhausted as you are.
What if
I've had to do all the damn table tapping, remember?
If she can't get us back, she can't, so that's that. We should just have to make her something else.
Oh, no, 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 no. She must get you back. Anything else is unthinkable.
There's gratitude for you.
Gratitude?
Yes. For all the years we've both devoted to you, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
And what about the years that I've devoted to you?
Nonsense. We've waited on you hand and foot, haven't we, Ruth? You're exceedingly selfish and always were.
In which case I fail to see why you were both so anxious to get back to me.
You called us back, and you've done nothing to try and get rid of us ever since we came, hasn't he,
He
Elvis?
certainly has.
Then why don't you just do something about it? Why don't you just pack up and leave?
We can't. You know perfectly well we can't.
God, there's no point arguing. Madam McCarthy, please wake up.
Oh, not another seance, please. Not another seance.
Please wake up, Madam McCarthy,
Wake
please!
up.
It might upset her.
I don't care, it kills her.
Madam McCarthy, please, wake up!
What time is it?
Oh God, it's 5:10 early in the morning.
What time did I go off?
Over an hour ago.
Oh, curious. Very curious. Excuse me, I must make a note of this. Are the girls still here?
Oh yes, they are.
Oh, how disappointing.
Have you any suggestion?
Oh, yes, maybe, well, we could do one with also, we could have another seance.
Oh,
real, put our shoulders into it, eh? Make it a real rouser.
Please, Charles, I beg of you not to let her have another seance. Oh.
Madame Arcati, don't you think that we've had enough seances? After all, they really haven't achieved much, have they?
But Rome wasn't built in a day.
I know it wasn't, but...
Well, look, cheer up. Don't be despondent. Don't be melancholy. Come along.
Oh, this old bitch is driving me nuts.
Now then, Madame Arcati, before you go off into any further trances, I really think we ought to discuss the whole situation a little.
Good, an excellent idea. And when we do, I'll just have another one of these delicious little nibblies here. I'm hungry as a hunter.
Fine. Would you like some more beer?
Oh, no thanks, I better not.
I'll have myself a shot of whiskey.
Oh,